Oh, there's Deborah, there's Sherry. Where is everybody else in the lifeboats? Anyway. So we just came from the true craft and crime. We did talk some crime in the true crafts. Welcome everybody. I see there's 31 here. Thank you for coming on over. So let me just so he was Charlie Adelson had the rest of the direct from his defense team, and then he had the cross, and then after that they let them go early. Monday they'll come back and do the closing arguments. This will go to the jury. I think the jury will be back Monday, by the latest Tuesday. That is it. That's it. Let me see here quickly. They did, you know what they did today? They answered some questions about Bree. Apparently, he made it sound like he was involved with his son. He was talking about something about his son and what he does with his son, routines, which I thought was interesting. He mentioned that, yes, she was a nanny for that guy, Dave, but didn't say really what the relationship was like, okay? And somebody said he had 2 kids. No, he only said 1. So let's see. She went over a lot of the stuff that we went over last night from Katie's testimony about paying for the breast augmentation, paying for the car repairs, paying for the Santo Domingo trip, all of that stuff she went over. Do. Let's get a picture of Charlie on the stand. Let's see what happens. Oh, I have Charlie there. We'll have him sweating it out there. So his attorney, there was people smirking in the back. Finished the direct. Daniel Rashbaum, he was saying about the wiretap where Charlie was speaking about a text message Donna received from the undercover agent who was posing as a Latin King gang member. And Charlie said, "I'm very afraid of Sigfrido Garcia." Charlie asked Donna to call the man and record the conversation so he could hear him again. Rashbaum asked why Charlie called Donna from the landline. Charlie said, "I wasn't trying to hide anything. I just wanted to have good service." On the phone call between Donna and the undercover agent, Donna tells Donna tells the undercover agent if he has information to go to the police and collect the reward. "Why didn't you go to the police and collect the reward?" Rashbaum asked. And Charlie says, "I would have been killed." On their phone call, Donna referenced patients and dental models. Charlie said he had lectured his mom on being very careful when she talked. She went overboard on some things, Charlie said. After hearing the recording of Donna and the undercover agent's call, Charlie said he felt relieved because he thought the person was a police officer, not a gang member. I felt so much better, he said. I wasn't happy that the police thought we did a murder, but I was happy to know that it wasn't the Latin Kings extorting my family again. I'm relieved that it's the police. Nobody's going to get killed. Charlie said that he found out Sigfrido Garcia had been arrested. Charlie said Sigfrido Garcia had been arrested. When he was, his attorney advised him not to talk to Katie Magbanua or anyone else about the murder case. And then Charlie said even after Magbanua was arrested, he still believed she was innocent, and it wasn't until her trial in 2019 when she testified that she never knew who Dan Markel was. Charlie found out Magbanua was cheating on him with Garcia. Charlie saw her bank account and saw this girl was not broke and I was getting played. Did all the pieces, then here we go with the puzzle pieces, which I'm sure he'll finish with on Monday. Did all the pieces then start to come together for you? Yeah. After the bump and after the arrest, Charlie said his personality changed because the police thought I was part of the murder. They didn't have any idea what really went on, and I couldn't say anything. Did you have anything to do with the murder of Professor Markel? Absolutely not, he said. And then the cross-examination began. And the first thing that Kappelman said was, have you ever heard the simplest explanation is always the most likely? And he said, the simplest explanation, it was the truth. Who extorted you? He said, as I sit here today, I believe it was Catherine Magbanua, and I believe Sigfrido Garcia. She said, you didn't offer to testify in her trial. You let her get convicted and get life in prison, didn't you? He said, I thought the truth was going to come out. She said, but not by you. He denied offering to pay for her attorney fees. You were a playboy. You had a zillion girlfriends, the prosecutor said. That is actually not even true. She's the person that's taking money from you physically. I looked at it like she was the one protecting me, he said. In a later text, Charlie told Katie Magbanua that he loved her. And he said, I cared a lot about Katie. He said he initially, after the extortion, he was cold towards her and limited contact with her, but over time he became more certain she wasn't involved and they became closer. Kappelman asked Charlie why he would continue to speak with Magbanua when he suspected that the father of her children, Garcia, was the one extorting him. Let's see here. She asked whether cameras were ever installed at the place where Wendy was living. Charlie said no, but her building was very secure. He said he had already been planning to install new cameras before the murder. He has text messages with the camera guy dating back to January of 2014. She asked, did you hire a private investigator to help you with this problem you were having with the extortion? No, I didn't tell anyone. Did you hire a bodyguard? No, I carried a gun on me. Do you recall a statement you made on the Dolce Vita recording that you said you were going to start carrying a gun? He said he hasn't carried a gun in a while because it was uncomfortable. He says he carried a gun about 4 to 6 months after the murder and stopped. He said he never came up with the remaining money of the full $1 million that the extortionist demanded. He just continued paying $3,000 a month. Weren't you afraid that if you broke up with her, that she would sick the Latin Kings on you? He said no, and that he had every intention of continuing to pay every month. He said he continued to pay Katie and buy her things to keep her happy even after he broke up with her. Kappelman asked why he had no problem potentially angering her by breaking up with her, and then asked, did you continue to hook up with her after the breakup? He said there was one occasion. She said, yeah, there were 2 occasions, and it was in October, and then he said, okay, it was 2 and no more. Charlie said he received a text from Katie saying she didn't want anything from him and telling him to erase her number. Why is she telling you to erase her number and leave her alone? He said, because I broke up with her. Later, the relationship seems to have improved based on text messages. Charlie told Katie he's lucky to have her in his life. Thank you for everything you're doing for my mommy, Katie said. Charlie says he doesn't remember what he did for her mom. He said he consulted, I don't know, a dental consultation or something, but he didn't do anything for her. Let's see. Charlie said after the extortion, Charlie was cold towards Katie and limited contact with her, but over time he became more certain she wasn't involved. They became closer. Okay. You have to explain away those texts, don't you, Dr. Kappelman asked. Most people don't send kissy faces to people that are extorting money out of them. Charlie in total paid Magbanua $48,000 in cash, $17,000 in checks, and $138,000 the night of the extortion. It was a lot of money to me. Yeah, I work hard, Charlie says. The extortion never went up, and Katie was always broke, and that's what led me to think she was not part of this, because she could have easily jacked up the payments. Kappelman pointed out that Katie could have been taking half of the $3,000 a month and still have been broke, living in Miami with kids. On his relationship with Dan Markel, she said, you never had a beer together? He said, we never had a beer together. We just didn't have that much in common, but he was always nice to me. Kappelman asked, did you host a celebration dinner after his murder? Absolutely not, Charlie said. Kappelman said that after Danny's murder, Charlie's parents spent a lot of time with Wendy's kids. Does your mom have a favorite child? And he says, I don't think she likes my older brother. Is Wendy the favorite? He said, I'd like to think it's a tie. She asked Charlie whether Donna was pretty worried about Wendy's marital problems, and Charlie says, no. Did your mother hate Dan Markel? No, she only disliked him when he was being mean to my sister. Kappelman says, when your mom is worried about Wendy, does she come to you for solutions? No, I don't think worried is the right word to describe it. Charlie said if Wendy had bought a house in Tallahassee, that would have been the second worst decision of her life. The first decision was when she agreed to marry Dan, Charlie says. Were you a spy when it came to Wendy? Did you get information from Wendy and relay it to Donna? He said at times. Charlie said Bree is the mother of his child. At the time they were dating, Charlie was 39 and Bree was 24. Okay, so, wow. $15 years. Kappelman plays a call between Charlie and his mother, Donna. Charlie tells Donna that if Wendy wants to be tight-lipped about her life, Donna doesn't need to press her for information because he can find out everything. Kappelman asked about Charlie's statement yesterday that Katie Magbanua had come to him at one point and told him that Garcia had ripped a necklace off of her neck. Charlie had said Garcia roughed her up. Kappelman said that put her antenna up because that's the exact phrase that Magbanua used in her proffer when she said that Charlie asked her if he knew anyone who could rough someone up. Isn't that the same term you used when you first approached Catherine Magbanua? That conversation never took place, he said. Did you ever hear Donna Adelson refer to Dan Markel as stupid? No. She said, wait a minute, you were laughing when she was on the stand and I read all the names that Donna used to refer to Danny Markel. He said, I laughed when you said the word effer in court. Charlie said he didn't know that during the divorce, Dan had threatened Wendy with federal kidnapping charges. He was making a lot of threats, Charlie said. She said, isn't your mom notorious for always getting worked up about everything? He said she does worry, especially when Latin King members are extorting her for money. She said, wasn't this divorce a big deal in your family? He says, it didn't affect my life, I can tell you that. Why did Wendy testify that she was getting along well with Dan Markel prior to his death? Can we agree that that's not true? He says, is it part of your defense to minimize how nasty and contentious this divorce was? And he said, my defense is to tell the truth. Charlie said he didn't know that during the divorce, excuse me, that's not what I meant to say. And first, she said, I think I just misspoke there. She said, the Kappelman said, is it part of your defense to minimize how nasty and contentious their divorce was, meaning Wendy and Dan's? And he said, my defense is to tell the truth. She says, isn't it true that you don't feel Wendy appreciates everything? And this is when, this was funny because she was really needling him with these points right here, trying to, I think, really elicit some strong emotions from him, saying that, isn't it true that you don't feel Wendy appreciates everything you and Donna do for her? He said, I wake up wondering, am I going to get killed? Am I going to get arrested? She knows none of it. I had somewhat of an innate anger. Then she said, could you trust Wendy with a secret that could ruin your life? He said, it's not a secret. It's something that would get me killed, so I didn't want to tell anyone. And she said, it's not a coincidence she went to the crime scene. He said, she never went to the crime scene. And then she said, it's like she couldn't help herself but go to the crime scene. He said, she didn't know a murder was going to take place. And then Kappelman said, she, meaning Wendy, exposed you all to some degree by those actions, didn't she? So she's really laying it down, right? Look at Wendy. Look at stupid Wendy. Look what she did. Aren't you mad at this? Look what she did. You're here. Your life's on the line. You're probably going away for the rest of your life in prison. And Wendy's out there. Like, she was really hammering him on this, okay? She exposed you all to some degree by those actions, didn't she? She asked Charlie about Wendy's conversation with law enforcement after the murder, saying that, she said she threw you right under the bus. He said they asked who would want him dead. She said they asked who would want him dead, and she said your name. Aren't you mad about that? And then he just said, well, she gave out a lot of names or something. She said she gave your name out like 25 times or a certain amount of times in the first 25 minutes, or it was something about the 25 pages, but it was a lot. And then she was talking about the night she vomited on the table at the restaurant. Did you say something to her about the death of Dan Markel right before she vomited? He goes, no. They got to this restaurant. There was a long wait. They had 3 drinks. Wendy doesn't drink. She got to the table. She said, I'm going to be sick, and she threw up. Charlie denied bragging to Jeffrey Lacasse about his connection to the Cuban crime element. He said he never said that. Kappelman said asked Charlie whether him telling his mom he's already gone above and beyond for Wendy was a reference to him killing Dan Markel on his behalf. He denies that. Kappelman asked if Charlie recalls whose idea the $1 million offer was. Charlie said it was his parents' idea. Charlie said it was worth it because it was going to give Wendy a good opportunity and allow her to be close to family. Kappelman said financially, Charlie came up ahead compared to if he had coughed up $333,000 for a third of Wendy's relocation. In reality, he only paid $138,000 plus $48,000 and $17,000. And then she said, are you mad that Wendy hasn't been charged and you have? No, he said. She asked if Wendy's financial benefits after Dan Markel's death, if she's benefiting. He said, Kappelman said she got $2.7 million in benefits for her children plus $4,800 a month for the boys. No, Charlie says, that money doesn't go to Wendy. It's intended for the boys. Kappelman asked if Charlie had trouble sleeping after the murder, and he said yes. After he was extorted, he did have trouble sleeping. She asked if Magmanua actually asked Charlie to put her on the payroll back in June before the murder and before the alleged extortion. Charlie says she might have, but that he never did it. The request was made between the 2 murder attempts. Charlie says he believes the request was just to say she worked at the Adelson Institute, but not to actually give her any money. Did you say something to her about the death of Dan Markel right before she vomited? Again, that was no. I got that part. Then Kappelman asked Charlie whether Katie McBanua ever actually did any cleaning for the Adelson Institute, like Charlie said in the wiretaps, and he says no. And then she goes, she was doing some type of cleanup for you. No, Charlie said. She gave a few snide remarks in there. Yeah, something about brushing teeth, too. You had to get that dental stuff in there, so said. Charlie denies paying for Katie's breast augmentation. The day of the breast augmentation, Katie asked Charlie, can I just put it on the credit card? And he said, I did not pay for her boob job. She asked Charlie about conversations with Katie where Charlie told her if he had gotten Sigfrido Garcia a birthday gift where, and she said, can we agree in general that it's important to maintain positive feelings between co-conspirators? He said, I'm not a co-conspirator with her. She said, if a co-conspirator develops a motion to harm one another, that could be bad, right? He said, say it again. She rephrases the question. He said, I was never part of a murder. She asked whether the gifts that he provided to Magbanua, her mom, and Garcia were payments for the murder. Charlie denies getting gifts for Garcia, saying Garcia wanted to kill me. In one text, Katie told Charlie, next time don't be such a D to someone who has done something for you. Are these gifts what it took to secure her silence for so long? Absolutely not, he said. And Harvey's 70th birthday happened between the first two murder attempts. Kappelman asked Charlie why Donna asked him to erase a text she had sent. And he said he didn't erase it, but he says it was probably because she didn't want Harvey to see the text, which Kappelman is saying, how is she going to see the text on, if she erased it on her phone, how is, he going to see it on your phone? And Charlie says, because it relates to Harvey's birthday present. Charlie texted Donna at one point that he's still working on Dad's birthday present, and Donna texts back saying she knows he'll come through for her. And she's saying, that's about paella? Come on. Let's see. Then Kappelman says, can we agree the timing of the text is consistent with being sent the day after the killers got home from their failed murder trip? Why didn't you go to Dan's funeral? He says, in Canada. She says there were services in Canada and Tallahassee. He says, I know what had happened to him and there's no way I could have shown up there. I wasn't close to him, but either way I felt horrible about what happened. Do you regret that Dan Markel suffered for 14 hours before he died? I feel horrible. He was supposed to die quickly, instantly, right? She asked Charlie whether the police work in this case was thorough. She asked whether he thought someone had done everything right and could get away with murder. Charlie said he had no part in the murder. If Garcia hated you, why would Garcia drive to Tallahassee twice to kill someone you hated? Kappelman asked Charlie whether extortion or blackmail typically involves the extorter having some kind of dirt on a person they're extorting. Charlie did not testify in either Sigfrido Garcia or Katie Magbanua's trial. You were okay with the possibility of them getting away with killing Dan Markel. I thought the truth was going to come out in 2019. How, if the witness who knows something doesn't come forward? Kappelman asked whether Charlie is now concerned that because he talked about the extortion in court that his family might be in danger, and he says yes. These are highly connected people. Luis Rivera, the head of the Latin Kings, in custody means absolutely nothing. If you think he can't send somebody on the outside, you're wrong. Kappelman points out that no one from his family has been killed yet. Charlie says he's concerned, but he's not concerned enough to remain silent when it's your own bottom on the line, right? Kappelman asked why he told Donna about the extortion and why he didn't just tell her that he was helping out Katie to avoid stressing Donna out. Charlie said on the wiretaps he and his mom were talking carefully. Isn't carefully the same thing as in code, she asked. There's a couple of coincidences in this case. Charlie says coincidences happen. Kappelman asked Charlie about his statement on the Dolce Vita recording where he says, if they had any evidence, we would have already gone to the airport. Does an innocent person say, if they had any evidence? Isn't it true, doctor, that they were going to have any evidence? They weren't going to have any evidence because you were careful? I was sure they weren't going to have any evidence to show I did something. I didn't do it. Let's see. On the Dolce Vita tape, she asked, what were you thinking, though? Weren't you thinking, though? Why are you thinking through the possibility of the blackmailer going to the cops if the blackmailer doesn't have any dirt on you to take to the cops? She played some of the Dolce Vita recording. She reads him a portion of the transcript of a conversation between him and Katie. I think you're reading it wrong, Charlie says. When Dan Markel's murder was taking too long to happen, didn't you tell Katie Magbanua you would find someone else to do it? He said, no, I never said that. He said that Kappelman was putting words in his mouth. If you don't pay the extortionist, you could get killed, Charlie said. On the Dolce Vita tape, Charlie expresses his concern to Katie that if they pay, the extortionists might keep coming back for more. Charlie says he was relieved when he came to the conclusion that the person from the bump was law enforcement. 6 months later, Magbanua was arrested. After that, Charlie started to exhibit extreme behavior changes. Kappelman asked what his explanation for that was. He said, because I thought I'd be falsely arrested. Do you think you can talk your way out of this? Who are they going to believe, right? An oral surgeon or a gangster? You're untouchable, right? He said, no, I'm not part of the murder. Charlie said he's gone to the police in reference to something with his child's mother. In 2018, he reported an aggravated assault where a car almost hit him. Do your nephews deserve to know the whole truth about who killed their father? Yeah, now they do, he said. She asked if Charlie feels bad that he didn't tell Dan Markel's parents that he knew about what happened to their son. Charlie says he feels a sense of relief that he's finally able to tell everyone what happened. She finished her cross. Let's see. Then Rashbaum begins the redirect. Rashbaum says within 12 hours of Katie Magbanua telling Charlie to lose her number, Charlie is offering her to help with the car. Charlie says that's because he needed Magbanua's help to protect him. Charlie reiterates that in 2014 he didn't believe Katie was extorting him. It wasn't until 2019 during Magbanua's trial that Charlie said that he realized Magbanua was behind the extortion. Their theory is wrong about your sister? Correct. Just like it's wrong about you? 100%. Every month when I paid, I felt like they weren't going to kill me because if they killed me, they wouldn't get the money the next month, he said. Charlie said he's only now telling people what really happened because if he doesn't, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison for something he didn't do. Rashbaum said he's done, and that was it. The defense rested. Kappelman said the state doesn't plan to have any rebuttal argument. Judge Everett said he's going to release the jurors for the day, and then they said Monday morning closing arguments. They discussed jury instructions after lunch. Neither requested any additional instructions for jurors other than what's already written. And that's the deal on that. Okay, now on to Kaitlin Armstrong, right? Oh boy, let's go. This is so annoying that you can't watch this trial, you know? Kaitlin Armstrong, right? Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. Oh my gosh, hold on one second. Hold on, I gotta write something to this lady. Wow. I don't know how she came into my feed. I don't even know. It's just so weird. It's like they know. Okay, alright, sorry. I will get on this. Sorry, I had to write something to her. She lost her son on Friday. Okay. Let me get, it's right here. Where's my, okay. I don't know what the heck happened to my, oh, I know what it is. Howard, sorry. Okay. What is this about? The defendant prays at the end. Conviction. She has not been convicted yet. What's going on with this? Her attorneys, she and her attorneys know the outcome. Okay, so what did she do? Hold on a minute. She filed something. Application for community supervision. To the Honorable Judge of said court comes now Kaitlin Armstrong, the defendant in the above styled and numbered cause prior to the commencement of trial in this case, and states that they have never before been convicted of a felony offense in this state, in any other state, or in any court in the United States, and they are not otherwise disqualified from consideration for community supervision. The defendant prays that in the event of a conviction in this case, that the imposition of sentence be suspended, and that they be placed on community supervision as provided by Article 4212, Section 3 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Are you kidding me? Is she kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay, so the ex testified today. Let's see. Let me get over here. Okay. So Colin Strickland testified. Today we saw the body cam from the moment Colin Strickland was told Mo Wilson was murdered. They saw the jury also saw the photos from a search warrant that showed guns, passports, $500 cash, and foreign currency. Okay, May 13th. Hold on a minute. Get over here. First afternoon witness. Okay, we don't want to go. We want to start with the first morning witness. Hold on. I'm trying to get to Colin Strickland stuff. I hate that we can't see this. I hate that we can't see this. Okay. A former general manager at a tiki bar near the Deep Eddy swimming pool was one of the last places Mo Wilson was seen alive. There's security cameras recording customers at the bar and restaurant, and Kaitlin Armstrong helped investigators by providing footage of the day that Strickland and Wilson hung out at the pool bar. And the jury watched that video, and the courtroom did too. Mo and Colin can be seen sitting at a table on the top left. Mo exits the table and stool, picks up a phone. Then there's a street view with a black Jeep passing by. On the stand, Colin Strickland, now this is the ex of Mo Wilson and was the current boyfriend, Kaitlin Armstrong. Strickland asked if he can point out the defendant, and he identifies Kaitlin Armstrong. He described his relationship with Armstrong, which he calls on again, off again, and tumultuous. He says he was highly uncertain if he wanted to form a long-term relationship with her. His demeanor is like defeated, sad. His voice sounds deflated. He keeps his head low. His hands and eyebrows are on the witness stand. Did you love the defendant? Yes. Did she love you? Yes. Armstrong was whispering to her attorney. She is nodding her head in agreement to whatever the attorney is saying. Strickland describes the reason why he and Armstrong began to live together. He said in January of 2021, Kaitlin Armstrong's apartment flooded from the historic Texas freeze. Strickland said the move-in was not designed to be long-term, but that's what ended up happening. continuing on the phrasing tumultuous, I wasn't sure we were compatible as long-term life partners. Says there was a pattern of breaking up and getting back together, and asked if he dated other women when broken up. He said, I did not. During breakups, Armstrong would move out of the house. Strickland said he can't be sure if she was monitoring his conversations with other women, but he believes so. Oh, I'm sorry, and I didn't even put up another graphic. I am sorry. I am losing it there. Okay, back to this now. Strickland says he first met an unnamed woman in Colorado in late 2020 before Armstrong moved into his house. Never intimate, but they would text, and he visited in 2021. At this time, he was dating Armstrong. Strickland texted Armstrong in 2021, telling her that he was visiting his friend in Colorado. Armstrong responded to that text with a semi-nude photo of the woman in Colorado. Basically, Armstrong pulled the photo from Strickland's private text, proving to him that she was monitoring him and knew more than she let on. Strickland said he never shared, or talked about that photo with Armstrong before. He said he got angry at her for what he considered was an unfair response to the situation. Strickland said Armstrong was angry and they fought over text. He said this confrontation made him hesitant to be transparent with her moving forward. Strickland reaffirmed that he had no romantic or intimate relationship with the woman in Colorado. Now his relationship with Mo Wilson. He met her at a racing event. He calls her the most exceptional female racer and an obvious immense talent. He said he wanted to help and support her career. He talked about a particular race in Bentonville, Arkansas in 2021 when he and Mo competed. Mo won the event. Strickland placed in the 20s. The day after the race, a friend invited him to go on a mountain bike ride with other professionals, including Mo. The ride ended up causing friction in his relationship with Kaitlin Armstrong. Armstrong felt left out. But Strickland said she was not skilled enough to go on a ride like that. Strickland said Armstrong was not originally a cyclist, but because he encouraged it heavily during the relationship, she bought a bike and attempted to learn. Armstrong was a novice, but advanced quickly. She's a natural athlete, he said of Armstrong. On the drive back to Austin from Arkansas, Armstrong was angry. Strickland says he ended the relationship during that drive, and that was October of 2021. Strickland says it was clear to the both of them that they were no longer dating. He said he saw Mo Wilson in ATX 5 to 6 days after that mountain bike ride in Arkansas. He said Mo sent a text to Colin telling him that she was in Austin and that she recently ended her relationship. They became romantic. Colin says he didn't know where Armstrong was at this time. Colin said Mo Wilson traveled with him to Marfa, Texas for the 3 days of training. At this time, he and Mo were still romantic. He can't recall texting or telling Armstrong about his relationship with Mo, but one day, Kaitlin Armstrong called Mo and confronted her on the phone. Mo found that to be strange and unnerving. Strickland said Mo and Armstrong had never met face to face at that point. At the end of the trip to Marfa, Mo stayed 2 to 3 days more before moving on to the next cycling event. He said they never had any conversations about having a more serious relationship. They needed more time together before making that decision. Colin said he had regular conversations with Mo moving forward. In January and March of 2022, he saw Mo again at various cycling events. They asked Colin to speak up. He looks very sad. Up to this point, he has kept quiet and mumbled his responses begrudgingly. At one point, the court reporter couldn't even hear his responses. Armstrong dates at least 2 other men while continuing to live at Strickland's home in a separate bedroom. Colin asked her to move out. Eventually, they reconciled. They became romantic and they started dating again. At one point, it seemed as if he wasn't receiving text messages from Mo anymore. Strickland admits that Armstrong is more sophisticated with electronics than he is. In January of 2022, Colin and Armstrong traveled to a World Championship racing event in Bentonville. Mo Wilson was at the event and he saw her a couple of times in person. Colin reveals that Armstrong was acting as a manager to his business interests. She controlled his passwords, social media accounts, financial accounts, and records. Okay. In Arkansas, he saw Mo at an event. Armstrong was with him. He did not approach Mo, but he said they definitely saw each other. At this point, Mo is becoming very well known in the cycling community. At a second event that same week, Mo and Colin interacted with each other. This time, Armstrong was not there. In Arkansas, Armstrong brought up Mo to Colin. He said she was jealous. Colin recalls buying 2 guns alongside buying 2 guns. Reason for buying: Armstrong was paranoid of road rage incidents, being alone on her bike in the woods, and massive homeless population in Austin by their house. Also concerned about breaking and entering at a house across the street. More jealous behaviors from Kaitlin at a different racing event. Colin posted a video on Instagram of a race finish. Mo's in the background of the video. Armstrong responds to the Instagram video, "Send my love to Mo." I felt it was extremely passive-aggressive at the time. He said he planned to spend a month on the road training through California. He went alone. He was talking to Mo at the time, giving advice and congratulating her on her finishes. They chatted on Instagram and other apps too. They met in Santa Cruz and rode together. Early of May 2022, Colin drives to Tucson, Arizona to train. Armstrong joins him there with the intent to join him on the drive back to Texas, stopping in West Texas first for a race along the way. His relationship with Armstrong was very smooth at this moment. Strickland did not communicate with Mo at any point during this drive. On May 9th, Colin and Armstrong arrived back in Austin. He says he had no intention of seeing Mo, but knew of an upcoming race happening in Hico. The prosecution asked him about his motorcycles, to which he responds that he has 3. At the time of the murder, he primarily drove his BMW motorcycle. Let's see. He discussed electronic devices and said that Kaitlin Armstrong had access to a MacBook, an iPad, and a tablet. She knew all of his passwords and passcodes. He did not know any of hers. Colin said he had a text thread with Mo Wilson going during his California trip. He deleted it before a meeting with Armstrong in Tucson because he didn't want to agitate her. He changed her name in his phone book to a different alias, Christine Wall. Again, he says he's trying to avoid confrontation. On May 10th, Mo told Colin she would be flying into Austin before competing in Hico. Colin responds, suggesting a short training ride in Austin. Colin now shares memories of May 11th, the day that Mo was killed. He said he wakes up and goes on a 3-hour bike ride with a male friend and Armstrong. Armstrong could not keep up, and she turned back after the first half hour. He can't recall much of that afternoon, but he had to rush to a dentist appointment in Northwest Austin. Colin said he introduced Armstrong to many men and women in the cycling community. She was managing many aspects of his career. He loved her, and she loved him, he said. She owned a black Jeep with a bike rack, and it was driven solely by her. He said her sister Christy lived in Austin in early 2022, but not in April or May of 2022. To May 11th, Mo went on a solo ride. Colin knew this because Mo sent a picture of herself riding. They discussed meeting up after her ride. I wanted to greet her in my home city, he said. Their plans were finalized over text. Mo provided the address she was staying at. Colin didn't tell Kaitlin that he was meeting with Mo. Colin drives to the Cash's apartment. That's where Mo was staying. And they left for the Deep Eddy pool. The temperature was 100 plus. They swam, got food, and he dropped her off. The previous October, when they had their romantic relationship, Colin had visited Cash's apartment. When he arrived in May, Colin walked up the stairs and went inside while Mo gathered her things. That lasted less than 10 minutes. The two left on the motorcycle with Mo wearing Colin's helmet, riding on the back. During the time at Deep Eddy, Colin received a phone call from Armstrong, but he didn't pick up. Armstrong texts Colin, but he doesn't respond. Colin and Mo go swimming together. He remembers her wearing a light dress that day. He can't remember what he was wearing. They ordered food and drinks. Colin recognizes a few friends. They ate and talked, and then Colin took her back to Cash's apartment. Colin is asked to look at the surveillance from the pool bar. You can see Colin and Mo sitting at the table. Colin is wearing a dark tank, dark shorts, and a yellow baseball hat. Mo's facing the camera and is wearing a blue dress, black hat. Let's see. Similar to the outfit in the crime scene photos at the site of the murder. Colin is shown his phone to Mo in the video. Colin is asked to review a receipt from the pool bar. It shows a number of alcoholic beverages and food. Colin's name is on the credit card receipt. A different receipt now with more beverages, and Mo's name is on the receipt. Colin said he drove Mo to Cash's using an alley to get to her apartment. He put the bike on a kickstand. Mo gathered her things, gives Colin a hug, says they will see each other in Hicko, and Colin takes off. Colin says it lasted 2 minutes. He did not go into Cash's apartment. Colin watched her go upstairs. Colin did not inform Armstrong that Mo was in Austin. He did not tell her where she was staying. Colin says that Mo and Armstrong were not friends, not acquaintances, and has no reason to believe Mo shared her address with Armstrong. Before going home, Colin stopped his motorcycle, providing Armstrong a fake alibi about his whereabouts that evening. He said he went to deliver marijuana to a friend in North Austin who needed it for pain. When he arrived home at dark, there was no text response from Armstrong. He remembers having a 7-minute phone call with a friend named Alan from his home. He was advising him on bike parts. Colin never left his house for the remainder of the evening. Colin texted Armstrong about plans for the next morning. Armstrong never responded. Let's see here. Armstrong arrived home. Colin stays in the garage working. Colin goes inside to pack provisions for his race and travel. Colin drank some whiskey, watched a cycling documentary at the computer at the kitchen table with Armstrong. Armstrong was calm and collected. Let's see. And there was nothing out of the ordinary. Armstrong did not speak about Mo Wilson. Colin sleeps at the house, and so does Armstrong. The morning of May 12th, he was working on a bike in the garage when 2 men approached. He believed they were code enforcement. They were detectives with the Austin Police Department, and they told him that Mo Wilson was killed. They asked him if he knew Anna Mo. That name did not ring a bell. Then, after rephrasing, he recognized it to be Mo Wilson. Colin says he was shell-shocked. Colin agrees to go to the Austin Police Department. Per their request, he goes inside, tells Armstrong that Mo Wilson was killed, and that he has been with her the previous night. She seems shocked, but he cannot recall what she said. At the time, he said he did not know how or where she had been killed. Thus, he could not pass that info along to Armstrong. At the Austin Police Department, they took his cell phone and they took him to a room for questioning. He was there for 6.5 hours. The Austin Police Department interview was unpleasant. He said that his previous relationship with Mo, I talked about that and explained Armstrong owns a black Jeep. Colin was informed the Jeep was seen 15 feet from Cash's apartment. Colin was shocked. He said he's fully cooperating, telling details about the Jeep, the firearms that he and Armstrong owned. He said that he left APD, Austin Police Department, after 6.5 hours to go to his father's place because he was informed a search warrant was being executed at his home. He eventually left his father's place to go home. Kaitlin is there. Colin is exhausted. Armstrong also appears exhausted. He and Armstrong discuss what happened, but not extensively. Colin urges Armstrong to write down a timeline of her whereabouts while it is fresh in her mind. She provided Colin with a list of her whereabouts, which does not include Mo Wilson in any way. She says she went to yoga and a healer. Colin is speaking about May 13th, 2 days after. Armstrong and Colin go for a coffee at a coffee shop 5 to 10 minutes away. They tried to maintain some sense of normalcy, he said. They felt paranoid, as if there were microphones being placed inside their house. They made plans to go to Walmart to get new phones. They discussed getting a new attorney. He gathered his things and went to Lockhart, Texas, where his business is located. He never saw Armstrong after that. When he returned home, there was a note left from Armstrong. Said she attempted to get to Lockhart, but the car smelled like gas, so she did not continue. Okay, and that is how they ended the evening. So they said that was really compelling testimony, and the whole courtroom was hanging on Colin's every word. So pick up with that on Monday. Let's see what's going on and how you'll be like, you've been on mute this whole time. Did you know that, Carolyn? You've been on mute this whole time? No. Hi, Elizabeth. Did he know she... Yeah, I guess he did, because she sent Elizabeth. She knew he was monitoring... He knew she was monitoring her phone because she sent... Oh my gosh, I can't speak tonight. She sent the half-naked photo of that other woman that he met in Colorado, remember? So he knew she knew it. So you think, okay, well, why would he have that? But apparently, I guess when things were good again, he gave her all the information, or he never changed it. I don't know. Crazy, right? Whole thing is crazy. And she's got to kill the lady because she's jealous. I mean, come on. Nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. So let's see what else is going on in the world before we close out, because I've got a busy day tomorrow. Got to get my kids from their last meet, and got that. Hold on, I got to get some out. Just 1 second. I don't know why more people are not interested in those trials. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are, which is really unbelievable. And I just wish that we could see this one. I don't know why we can't see it, because that sounded like amazing. I would like to see that. I'm upset that we're not allowed to see it. Okay. So, and especially because Adelson will be finishing up on Monday. See what's going on here. Judge rejects the defense's motion to dismiss the case against the Moscow Mule bomb. Yeah, of course. Okay, there's a missing person in Colorado. Let's see what's going on with this. Come on, come on. Be on the lookout. Is issued. They're yakking it up in the Zoom. Yakking it up, right? Yakking it up. Nobody's paying attention to Carolyn. Okay. Here we go. Colorado police are searching for a disabled woman who hasn't been seen since Thursday. Angel Jasmine Spires. Let's just go. Let's see. Hold on a second. I've got to look at something really quick. Like I know somebody here. 1 second. Let me just look at something. I've got to get first name here. And there was that Pennsylvania nurse that's been a... Oh, yeah. Forgot about that, okay. Okay. Forgot. I had to look up a name. I thought I knew somebody here. Okay, anyway, so this woman, they're searching for her. She's a disabled woman who hasn't been seen since Thursday. Angel Jasmine Spires, 26, last seen in Lakewood around 3 p.m. near the Skycrest Apartments on West Mansfield Parkway. She has cognitive disabilities that cause her to function at the age of a middle schooler. Okay. Oh, hold on. Good. She was safely located. That's good news. I always like that when we hear that. She was safely located. Great. That's wonderful. Okay, good news. All right, good. I always want to bring it out if they're not found, but that's great news. Well, they were just talking about, Kaitlin was just talking about the road rage incidents in Texas, right? And here's a case right now. She said that's why they got guns, because of the road rage incidents. And road rager out on bond, arrested after shooting and killing a beloved Texas woman driving home from work. Teresa Ferguson. The family of Teresa Ferguson is relieved to have answers following her untimely death. Police arrested Justin Justice. Wow, what a name. 28, on October 31st, following a September 30th road rage incident that left Ferguson dead. Investigators say Justice shot Ferguson during a fender bender on I-35 near Runberg. Teresa Ferguson was driving home from work when she had a minor crash with Justice at around 6 p.m. When she got out of her car to exchange insurance information, he allegedly shot her before he fled the scene. Police captured Justice on Halloween as he fled on foot in Round Rock near I-35 and A.W. Grimes Boulevard. I think everybody in the family took a big sigh of relief, said Teresa Ferguson's aunt and uncle, Brad and Beth Shackelford. Deep breath, finally, after over a month. According to the court records, Justice is a convicted sex offender who failed to register his sex offender status in 2022. He was out on bond when the shooting happened. Family members say that Teresa Ferguson was a kind soul who loved dogs and traveling. She had a great sense of humor, always a big smile, contagious laughter. I just really want everybody to remember that she was our family member, niece, daughter, sister, and this should have never happened, should never happen to anyone. Meanwhile, Justice remains behind bars with a $250,000 bond. He's facing a first-degree murder charge. He was already out on bond, and then while he was out on bond, he kills a stranger, an innocent woman who posed no threat. Terrible. Okay, and we told you that Shannon Gardner, she hired Jose Baez, and then this really, I was talking about this in Zoom earlier, this crazy case, okay? In Florida. Come on, get over there. Get over there. Late last month, the wife and two sons of a Florida man who was fatally stabbed in 2021 were arrested in connection with his murder. Cindy Rainey reported the disappearance of her husband, David Rainey, 52, who apparently vanished while vacationing in Sewanee, Florida. That night, detectives found David Rainey stabbed to death in a canal behind their rented cabin. Cindy claimed her husband left after they had an argument, without his phone, without his wallet, without his glasses. They were married 21 years. The Dixie County Police said David Rainey had been stabbed multiple times in the chest and placed in the water. 2 years after his murder, the victim's wife and two sons, Bailey and Jack Rainey, were charged with tampering with the crime scene. However, it's unclear who killed him. Days after David Rainey's murder, Bailey Rainey allegedly started a GoFundMe in remembrance of his father and to support him and his brother for their future. It raised $475. A motive in David Rainey's murder was not disclosed. Cindy, Bailey, and Jack Rainey remained jailed without bail, and it's said that they went away on vacation with the four of them plus a male family friend, and then someone was thinking, like, could that be a romantic interest? I don't know. Okay, I think that is pretty much about it. When did that happen? A Texas woman is dead and her husband is in critical condition after he killed his wife and failed to kill himself. They have not named the couple, but they say the stabbing took place in front of their 8-year-old daughter. Daddy stabbing mommy, the little girl told officers who forced their way into the home. Police say they were called to the home by the woman who said her husband was having a mental episode, was walking around the house with a knife. When they initially arrived, they heard no sounds inside the house. The call came in initially as we believe the wife, called in stating that her husband was having a major crisis and was running around with a knife, thinking about suicidal thoughts. After walking around to the back, they saw the little girl running towards the door, so they go back to the door. They made entry, they went inside, and the little girl said, "Daddy's stabbing Mommy." Officers found the couple in the bathroom with multiple stab wounds. Medics pronounced the woman dead on the scene, and the man was taken to the hospital. The little girl was not physically injured. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? Poor little girl, the rest of her life, lost her mother. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so senseless. Senseless. People are fighting for their lives, and this is senseless. It's just crazy. They have no regard for human life. Police have not identified the couple or said what charges the killer will face if he's released from the hospital. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Elizabeth, we're going to play the word game. Don't go. Don't go, Elizabeth. We'll do this, okay? Don't go. Don't go, Elizabeth. I'll be very upset. Elizabeth, stay. I need you. It's the weekend bake-off. B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. Boing. No, is it? Yeah, but I don't think that there's enough. No. Mobbing, I've got mobbing. Gibbon. Then she's Gibbon. Yay! Elizabeth, you left. Meanie. Mm. Lion, yes. Okay, you have loin, you have lion. I should have remembered that. Hi, Annie B. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you? What's going on with everybody? Where is everybody? It's freakazoidish. There's a lot of true crime people. These trials, what are we doing? Singer? Singer is good. Singer is good. Resign is good. Resign. I got those. Ire is good. Sin. Okay. Now we're talking. thought I did rains, didn't I? I did them. I did rains. Okay, let's see. Risen, I have risen. So it's S-I, sing a song, make it simple. Last your whole life, turn away medicine. No, it's got to be something with R right now. Singe, okay, but we need this here. No, it's R-I, Nick. No. Resin. That was good. That was good. That was good. You did good on that. We all helped. Shake and bacon. I helped. We all helped with that. Not the people in the Zoom. They're just talking. Hi, Eva Paul. Hi, Eva. I got gravity just like you did. Nicely gravy. There he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did vary, didn't I? Thought I did. Okay. Ivy. Ivy. Aaron. Rain, Rig, okay. And rain, rain. And we didn't do a ring. Gotta put a ring on it. Bitch. I might have an advancement. I don't know if I can make it. Too little. Lady, hey lady. Let's see. Acidly. Daily. And the daily puzzle. Dace? There's no E though. There's no E. Dial? Hey, come on, we gotta make this advancement. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Probably gonna do a special level. I don't think we can do hard level. We can do it. We don't need it. I tried loot, I think. Yeah, I found the extra word that was already there. I tried quilty. I tried loot. Nope. Equity? Very good. I tried you. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. I gotta go to bed. I can't do it anymore. Okay, I gotta start a new Zoom. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Oh, shoot me. Stop. My hair. I've been playing with my hair. Look at my hair. That's good. Been playing with my hair, playing with the word game, and I can't keep doing that. I have to end my other meeting. And I have to start a new meeting. New meeting. No, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to share my screen. I'm really losing my mind here. I gotta start a new meeting. How do I start a new meeting? I gotta leave this meeting. I gotta leave this meeting and start a new meeting. Help me, help me, help me start a new meeting. What is up with this? I don't have any of my lights on. I wasn't planning on coming on camera. Now I look like something's wrong with me, and they're gonna say, something's wrong with you, Carolyn? What's wrong with you? I was playing with my hair while I'm playing a word game. I I don't know how I stop this. Jane, help me stop this crazy thing. What? No, I'm really losing it. How do I stop this crazy thing and start a new thing? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? I think okay, here, sorry, I'm losing it. Sorry. Crazy. Alright. Now I've got to find my Zoom. This is crazy. Crazy. New meeting. Okay. Invite. Copy invitation. All right, there we go. Put it in the Slacker. I guess I'll do that. Wow. This is crazy. Slack, 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 Slack. I don't know where the freak. I don't even know where Slack is. Where is Slack? I must have closed Slack down. That's great. Close it down. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now I bid you all adieu. Thank you. God bless. Prayers for all. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a good night. Everybody sleep tight. I can't end the Zoom. I can't end the live. This is crazy. My thing is all messed up. I'll just sleep here tonight. Sitting in my chair. Margot's here. I can't end the live. Sorry, Margot. I don't know what to do. Margot. Hi. I can't hear you and I can't end the live. Oh, now it's not letting me go to the live stream. I can't hear you at all.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. Okay. It sounded like you were under a pillow. Bye, everybody. God bless. Prayers. See you.